Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Little France. Today we are going to fill, oh god, we are going to fill a spot that is empty for quite some time and it was bothering me that much, actually a lot. So I want to show you now on the, here in the game, this area between the, this park, which is, let's say, inspired from Parc de Bouchemont from Paris. Hopefully I said it right. Here is what City Wall did with his train station and the riverfront area. I know the trees are looking very bad. It's because I lowered their quality a bit, so we don't have a very bad FPS when I'm doing the live show here. But guys, we are going to fill in this little gap, big triangle here. We will do some changes on the road system here. And because while I was doing this, because now of course I'm in the future, I took care of this area as well. So I got rid of the trees. I changed this, as you can see here. This is how the walls, the key was looking for this riverfront, and I didn't like it, and that's because underneath here, can I think I can, of course I can do anything. So this area here is not perfectly aligned. No matter how much I struggle, it will not be perfectly aligned. So I got rid of this and I will fill it in with some stuff, but you know what, I will show you that in the time lapse. So, first things first, the road system, which is not that, let's say, big of a change, but I wanted to add some extra little things there. This is not completely inspired from a particular place from Paris or from any other city from France. It's just something I kept seeing in some areas, even in France, where there is like a little, let's call it ovalbout, but it's not an ovalbout. I know it in some cases might make no sense at all, and that's because we don't have too many roads linked in. It's just like coming from two directions and that's all. But the main reason why this kind of type of roundabouts, let's say, exist is because they give people the chance to do a turnaround. Yes, in case you wanna do a U-turn to reach some other places. But you will understand better when everything will be finished here with the roads, and then when I will do the live show again to show you exactly how it looks and what I mean by that. This is the tram track that is coming from the train station made by City Walk in his build, and I kept it, of course, because it is being linked with a with a big tram network in Little France. And by the way, I think the next episode will be a tram ride, because right now we have one tram line that is completed, and also is everything around it, or every little area where this is passing through, it's kinda done. Not kinda, it's done. And that's the reason why I can finally do a tram ride, and I was kinda expecting it for quite some time. I could have done it at episode 40, which is this one, but I said better let's finish with this particular area and then we can do it, even though you guys maybe you have not known that there was an area which wasn't finished or something. But yeah, better to keep it as it is, chronologically at least. Then we have this intersection here, where the tram is being linked when it gets down from the train station, yes. And I wanted to add some extra little things here, like a curb, a concrete curb, some concrete pavement here, because as you can see, when you link too many roads in one node, it doesn't look that good. And as I am a big fan of traffic and infrastructure related things, I like to add some extra stuff. I know it takes time. I know these kind of makes the episode longer, makes my builds longer and whatnot, but it is how it is, and I kind of really do like it. Sadly, this episode took like almost 1 week for me, which is not the case if I'm thinking at a regular, say, like a regular thing. But because my free time is quite bad, quite low. I barely have some free time. Lots of things to do for my work. Lots of things to prepare for my wedding, which I know it's in full. It's not going to be take part in a proper moment, but I can't postpone it. Anyways, so my free time is quite bad right now, so I barely have free time. So yeah, it took me quite a lot of time to do this episode, but it is finally done. Sadly, I couldn't release it as an early access to patrons. Sorry guys, for those who are watching, I really am sorry. And maybe I can do the other one with the tram ride pretty faster, and you guys can watch it. Nonetheless, I've used here two type of roads. I'm using for quite a lot, let's say, the roads made by Yogurt, those highway roads actually, and I know you cannot plop buildings near them because they don't have they are not done for that. You cannot do anything near the roads, not even people walking. There are no invisible pedestrians, so there is a lot of things to do in order to make them fit perfectly in the city, as I'm doing here, because I'm adding invisible pathways on both sides and also near the buildings, so people can actually reach properly the residential buildings there. But I'm using these kind of roads because they are not sunk, and because when you hit an intersection like these ones that I have here, you can play better with the angles and everything it takes just to make it look better. For instance, I didn't like how I made those new curb areas. I thought I should make them more not that sharp like it was before, so I'm adding another extra curve there to make them differently. Adding some road signs, bollards, fences and whatnot, just to make things look more realistic. I know I could take more time to do these kind of things to make them like super realistic, but these will take too much time at a point, and my mood is by far not ready for these kind of things. Plus, even though I'm using procedural objects, I don't want to finish a series that fast. I mean, not this series, because I have lots of plans for it. I have so many things to do in Little France, and I really don't want to hit a low FPS just because I'm detailing the intersections that much. So that being said, it is what it is. Then I had an issue. The power went off in my house. God knows why. It happens quite often lately. And I was recording this particular area in between the roads here. Of course, because the power went off, I don't have the footage anymore of this little park that I did here. So I'm going to spend more time showing to you how it not only how it was done, but what is actually is, and from where I took inspiration. Because to be honest with you guys, I took few little inspirations, just few, for our builds in today's episode, from Paris as well. Don't hate me for taking too much inspiration from Paris. I know it's because I find quite a lot of things. I know there are lots of really good things and builds in other cities. I have a list of them already saved, and I'm going to do more builds from other cities as well. They are on the waiting list, but they are and will be done. Okay, let me show you this, how this park went, this park looks like actually. So it's been done just nearby here, this little roundabout here, and the reason why I did this, it's, let's say, you know what, I think it would be better if I'm going to show you here, right? This is the Bibliotheque Nationale de France. This is something that I'm going to do, and it is being done, but you'll see it in a bit right here. I know it's in a different position, even though it's the same area. If you look here, it's here. I will be doing it like here. See, instead of doing it somewhere here, I'm doing it here. And as you can see here, we have a little park. I was looking at it and I didn't know what this is here actually, and it's a wall. I think there are some historical walls, something they discovered. You just can go there, and can I actually go? Let's go down. Can we see? Yes. So this is what I see. I don't know what actually is here, but this is what I'm seeing, and it's something I've tried to do as well myself. Maybe not the best way, but just something like that. So I did this by putting a wall here as well. But again, the only thing is I did it just a tiny bit different and plopped them down in different areas. You know, the final inspiration is what it matters. Now here, I plopped down a hotel. Someone made a hotel from Poland, from Warsaw, I think. It looks pretty cool, actually, and I plopped it down actually twice. The second time was with procedure object, and I mirrored it because I wanted to have those two round towers just at both sides, to have those like that. And behind the hotel, because it's quite big, I just wanted to plop down a big parking parking area building, right? So cars can park, those who come to the hotel, because there is no other way. Or who knows, maybe we can even think it can be used by people living nearby. Nevertheless, it's good for both to be used, right? As I was mentioning earlier, we will do a bit of change to the waterfront side there. I'm gonna change all the keys in the future, so they will actually look the same, because I'm using Revo's walls, retaining walls. Fortunately, he released them again on the workshop for everyone, not only for friends. So now everyone who is using my save game can actually have them back. My save games are always available on my Patreon account, as you already know by now, I guess. So if you are going to take a new save game, or you are taking again the save game, you can just import the areas where these walls were being used, like Montmartre hill there, and I don't know if I've used them in some other places, but again, they are now again available on the workshop, which is really cool, and I'm glad Revo went back to make them available for everyone. Let's hope no one will be nasty again, because he will take them down once more. I made some green areas as well here near the hotel, and I've been plopping down some invisible pathways as well, benches, flowers, even a little restaurant area right next to the key. But again, the key will disappear just a tiny bit later. I'm not going to show you that, because already this episode is very, very long, so I'm not going to show you how I replace the entire key with a retaining wall. But definitely it looks really, really good and much, much better. These keys are made by Avania, and for quite some time now they are being used by pedestrians as well, so people can actually walk on their on top of them, which is again some really cool stuff. It's great that this is possible. Cool. Now fixing and finishing the roads with which we started earlier, and these ones I added some hedges. In some cases I lowered them down so people can actually have a good visibility when they get into the roundabout area. Even though it's a roundabout, people will have to give way. I will add some signs there too, so you can so people can actually give way. Some trees here and there, because it will be really cool when we will do the tram ride to get through the trees. They're pretty awesome. And of course more road work by adding lots of lines, lots of new rules on how cars can drive and should drive here, what lanes they can change and what lanes they cannot change. But again, this will make sense later when I will show you the final product and how things will work. You'll totally understand why I did this road line work and so on. I'm not going to add only lines, but I'm also going to add some more curbs, more green areas, of course crossings and whatnot. But I'm going to add those curbs to actually make it look better and more, I want to say even more realistic this way. But the thing that it bothers me quite a lot when I'm using these highway roads is that some people are crossing the streets in a very, very strange way. I mean, there is no pathway there. I don't know how they do that. Well, I know there is magic happening here not in Little France, in City Skylines usually, but still, how do they do that? I mean, it's crazy when you think about it. This is the curb job that I was telling you about, with some grass and whatnot to add here, making things look more realistic. Cars will not drive through those, which is really good. And everyone is happy in the end, especially me, because I want to be the happiest one. So I'm re-adding the bridge across this little golf area, let's call it, in the... Is it golf area? Bay area? I don't know. It's a river after all. I'm adding that. I've added some grass, some ploppable pavement. I will add lots of invisible pathways there to make people actually do walk. Some green areas as well, bushes, trees, flowers, everything it takes to make it full of life and full of green life too. Which will kind of help. Of course, some benches, some event generators, because I want to bring people right here to have more life, you know, to see people walk and make it realistic, not just an empty area and that's it. Even the bridge, lots and lots of people will actually do cross that bridge because it links both sides of the Bay Area. And that's pretty awesome. And I'm adding some extra things as well. Lots of bicycles. By the way, there are lots of bicycles going here, people riding their bikes. So I made a special area for bikers. I want them to be happy as well. I will add some little ramps and whatnot because I don't want them to sink into the into the pavement here. And to make this happening, I will also add some invisible pathways just there. So for those who don't know the trick by now, you can always add invisible pathways. But in order to add invisible pathways, guys, you just need to add a normal pathway just to raise it to the ground a tiny bit, and then upgrade that with invisible pathways. That's the perfect way to do this. Otherwise, you will not see what are you doing with those invisible pathways, because guess what? You can't see those, right? Am I right? Yes, I'm right. Good. Jumping now back to the bibliothèque, la bibliothèque, the bibliothèque area. I'm adding some parking lots, which are not there in real life, but I wanted to. I wanted to see some parking areas. I love those. So yeah, please don't hate me. In front of the bibliothèque, I'm adding some green areas as well. I will, of course, do a proper invisible pathways job. Flowers, bushes, trees, and eventually some benches, because that will do the trick. Some invisible also park generators or event generators, how they are called, just to bring people here. Lots of people actually are walking into these buildings, which, by the way, if you are asking yourselves what buildings are these are those buildings made for Louvre. Oh my god, stop it, Skib. Louvre. Yes, Louvre. That's the name, I guess. I hope. Oh god. So those are the buildings. I will also do the Louvre museum as well eventually. Don't be sure of it. And also the Arc du Triomphe. That will be also a thing. Cool. Continuing now with some residential buildings job. It's a big one. I will cut a lot of it because you'll see it in the live show. Call it live show. Yes, it's a live show. I don't know why it's a live show. It is. So I will do this. I love the fact that beside Jez, there is another person doing lots of French buildings. It's called Pecora, he is from Japan, if I'm not mistaken, and he is doing an amazing job. So now we have lots of French style buildings and lots of different buildings. So it's really amazing. Oh yeah, of course, and Lord Grooney. Let's not forget Lord Greeny and Los Gecko. But I so love the fact that I have so many possibilities and lots of buildings to add on the ground. I'm adding some graffiti as well on some empty walls there, because it's too empty, and because Paris has a lot of really good artwork when it comes to graffiti. And I felt that these kind of things might do the trick and fit quite perfectly. And of course, not only Paris, all other cities from around the world, let's call it. This is another intersection. It's a one-way intersection actually, and it's like a triangle, so cars can turn right or left. There I will do a proper line job as well, because guys, we do have a new mod that allows us to allows us to add those lines automatically, so we don't use any more decals or whatever. Plus it saves a lot of time. And last but not least, I'm doing a little park, which is also something from Paris, inspired by, maybe, I'm not even sure if it should I mention this, because it's not like that. It's similar, but not really that similar. I found a nice Napoleon statues with Napoleon. Of course, I'm sure there are lots of statues like this in Paris and France at the same time. So I made this a very little square with the statue in between the buildings, simply adding some pathways and lots of bushes, hedges, trees and benches in the end, so people can actually walk through there. And this will gonna end up with a really nice look. We are getting very close to jump into the live little, I don't want to call it show, live scenario, live moment, when I'm going to show you how everything looks like in Little France today. I want to say Little Paris. Well, it is quite a lot from Paris, I know, but I think it's is the time to do so. Cool, this being done, let's have a look of what we achieved today in our build. So let's start with the road system, yeah? Because that's what it actually, I was telling you about today a lot, right? So this is the road that comes from this particular area, from the train station area. I'm using this so you guys can see the arrows to see how we do so. So we have a road here, a two-way road. For the cars to get on this road from this side, they will have to do a U-turn here and then turn right, which is a bit dangerous, I know, but it is what it is, and it's something that do exist. Then if they continue on this particular area, they can also turn around about here and do the same thing, which might be even safer, right? Also, for those who are coming from this intersection, they can do a U-turn here. To go this way, in case they want to do a U-turn. Sorry for that pause. I don't know why it was pausing like that. So the reason why we do so is for those who want to make a U-turn and whatnot. I think at the point. Oh yes, and those who want to get on this road, they can just take this U-turn here, so they can reach this road. Maybe like 100%, maybe this could have been avoided like that, but I wanted to have like a little plaza, I don't know. Plus these cars coming from here, they have to give way to those people, so nothing is going to interrupt the traffic to flow perfectly, if you ask me, right? Yes, it's getting darker here. Good. This being said, this is the hotel, the parking area we did here. This is the waterfront. I've been using these retaining walls, which are actually really good looking as always. Revo is doing a great job. And see how people actually do walk by here. It's really cool. Even through this, sorry for FPS, for my FPS, even through this. So people are actually crossing the street from here to here. Or they can get down here and then to the Bay Area. Really cool. I need to change, I think I'm going to change the retaining walls from here as well. We shall see. But on this side and this side, I did the changes. And again, it's really much better. What else? So we have the Bibliotheque here, is Nationale. Lots of one-way roads here. That's why I keep adding the arrows, so you guys can actually see how things are running there. The residential buildings, we have these roads. These cars can turn left here. These ones can turn right there. So we have a double line there, and so on. I love the new mod. Do I have a name? I forgot. Marking tool, intersection marking tool. It's really cool and amazing. So I guess this is it what we did today. I'm proud. I'm very proud because I finished and filling in this gap. But we have a lot of other gaps to fill in if you ask me, god damn it. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you did enjoy this. I really did enjoy it. Really cool new builds and videos we're gonna hit you in the next ones. The tram ride will be available very soon on my Patreon account, and not only a special episode as well, which will never be live on YouTube for everyone. But hey, thank you for watching. See you next time. Stay safe, and I salute you.